Our wedding day had been beautiful, or at least that's what everyone else said. The photos showed smiling faces, flowers, and laughter, but inside I already felt cracks. I thought maybe it was just nerves, maybe marriage feels strange at first. We boarded the plane to Hawaii for our honeymoon, and I told myself everything would be fine. The first 2 days were filled with sightseeing, beaches, and fancy dinners. But at night when it was time to rest, she pulled the blanket tighter and said firmly no sharing a bed. I thought she was joking, but her face was serious. I asked why, and she said, I just don't feel comfortable yet. I was stunned. We had just said vows promising forever, yet she couldn't even share a bed. I respected her space the first night, sleeping on the couch of our suite. The second night she repeated it again, no sharing a bed. By the third night, I asked, are you serious about this? She replied without hesitation, yes, I don't want to share a bed with you. Her words pierced me deeper than any argument could. I reminded her we were married, this was our honeymoon, this was supposed to be the start of our life together. But she shrugged coldly, saying marriage doesn't mean I have to change what I want. Her tone wasn't nervous or shy, it was dismissive, as if my feelings didn't matter at all. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, questioning everything. Had I married a stranger? Had I been blind to her true self? The next morning we argued. I told her I felt rejected, humiliated, abandoned. She simply said, maybe you should have known me better before marrying me. The words echoed louder than the crashing waves outside our window. I realized then that the person I thought I knew was not the woman sitting in front of me. That afternoon she went shopping with the hotel shuttle while I sat in the lobby staring at my phone. I called my best friend Marcus back home and told him everything. He was silent for a moment, then said, man, you don't deserve this, not on your honeymoon, not ever. His words gave me clarity like a cold splash of water. When she returned from shopping, she barely looked at me, bags in her hands, smile on her face. I asked her one last time, are you really telling me you don't want to share a bed with your husband? She looked me dead in the eye and said, that's exactly what I'm saying. I nodded, slowly stood up, and began packing my suitcase. She laughed at first, thinking it was another argument, but when she saw me zipping the bag, her face fell. Where are you going? She asked sharply. Home, I replied calmly, I'm going home. She shouted, you can't just leave me here. I answered, you left me the moment you decided I wasn't worthy of sharing a bed. She tried to argue, but I walked past her, called a taxi, and left for the airport. The flight home was long, but it felt lighter than staying one more night in that room. When I landed, my phone buzzed with dozens of missed calls and angry messages. Her family called asking why I abandoned her on the honeymoon. I told them the truth. She abandoned me first, emotionally, spiritually, as a husband. Some understood, most didn't, but I no longer cared. I moved back into my apartment alone, removed the decorations from the wedding that still lingered. Every picture felt like a lie, every gift like a weight dragging me down. Weeks later she returned, furious, embarrassed, blaming me for everything. She said I humiliated her by leaving. I told her calmly, you humiliated me by refusing to accept me as your partner. She demanded another chance, but I shook my head. Marriage cannot survive when respect dies before the honeymoon even ends. She cried, accused me of giving up too soon, but I had already given more than she realized. In the months that followed, I filed for an annulment. The judge listened patiently and granted it given the circumstances. Friends asked if I regretted it, if I felt lonely at night. I told them I would rather be alone than share a life with someone who never wanted me beside them. Slowly peace returned to my life. I built routines, new friendships, and eventually a sense of freedom. Looking back, I realized the honeymoon wasn't the beginning of a nightmare, it was the ending of a mistake. And sometimes the bravest choice you can make is walking away before the hurt becomes permanent.